Hello and welcome back. Price value mix calculation continues to be the most interesting topic on the channel, and one of the most requested features and questions about the video was how do you extend the PVM logic to include new and discontinued product. Let me frame up the problem. If you saw my prior videos, you know that I've built this report in my perfect PVM Power BI DAX tutorial, and here I'm looking at a bunch of different products and then breaking it down for what happened last year, what happened this year, figuring out the unit mix and gain, and then at the end of the day, I'm calculating price and value mix impact. So I've added a couple of more records to the data set. For example, this product 0187, you see that this product has historical data. However, it does not have any data for the current year. So I was requested to do is to add a couple of more buckets to the PVM calculation, where instead of just having 3 price value mix, we're now going to add 2 more. We're going to have a discontinued buckets and new buckets. So now when I'm looking at the revenue variance year over year, I can look at all 5 different buckets and understand by brand, by product, what happened due to price value mix. So for me to have price value mix, I would have to sell this product this year and last year. If it's a new product, that revenue will go into new products, and if the product is now discontinued, that revenue will go into discontinued product bucket. Just to remind you, the price, mix, and volume impact formulas are listed here. I'm not going to cover this formula specifically because I already have a number of videos where I drill into the math behind this pretty deeply, because here I'm just going to drill into how to add 2 more buckets and how to implement DAX for those buckets specifically. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that when we calculate price, value, and mix, we're only looking at products that have sales both this year and last year. So we needed to make some changes to the prior calculations. As you can see, I've changed the logic a little bit. So before, I was just looking at the product dimension here, and I was calculating the impact for every product. Now I've changed it, and I'm creating this temporary variable, which I'm calling PVM product. And the way this PVM product calculation works is the following. I'm looking into my product dimension, so I'm going to look at all of the products, and I'm going to exclude all of the products that did not have sales this year and last year. So how do I implement that logic? So I do not want to write a complicated if statement. So basically what I'm doing is I'm saying go through all the products, multiply units last year, this year, revenue last year and this year, and as long as this number is not 0, then I will assume that this is a product that's sold in both years. So basically, if you look at this logic, I just want to make sure that both units and revenues were populated for all of the products in all of the years. Now everything else remains the same. All I'm doing is replacing all products with the PVM products, and the logic stays the same. I do exactly the same thing for price. As you can see, logic is exactly the same. Impact, and now I have mix, price, and volume. So all 3 buckets that I had before have now been adjusted to exclude products that either didn't have sales last year or now don't have sales this year. Now I need to create a bucket for discontinued products. And the way that logic works is the following. I need to find all of the products that now do not have any sales this year. So how do I do it? Again, I'm using a filter function. I'm filtering all of my products, and for every product, I'm going to go line by line, and I'm going to execute this logic where I'm going to multiply units this year times revenue this year. Again, I'm just checking, making sure that there's no adjustments. Sometimes you will have a data set where you might have no volume, but you'll have some sort of adjustment. So I just want to make sure that this is a very clean data set for discontinued products. I don't want to see any adjustments. I don't want to see any volume, none of that. So I'm going to multiply units times revenue, even though it's nonsensical. But what that does, it ensures me that there's no transaction that are equal to anything other than 0. So if my units times revenue is 0, I assume that these products are now discontinued because I don't have any transactions for volume or sales for them this year. And then what I'm doing is here I'm going to multiply, I'm going to calculate the revenue for those products for last year, and I'm multiplying it by -1 because in a variance that will have a negative impact. Now we're looking at the new products calculation. New products, we're doing very similar approach. we need to make a list of all of the new products, and those are the products that did not have any volume or financial transactions for last year. By me multiplying one by the other, I'm making sure that neither volume or any kind of adjustments, where adjustment might have a financial impact and no volume impact. So I'm going to exclude all of that stuff, and I want to make sure that only the products that had no transactions, volume, or sales for last year are going to be considered as new products. And then once I have those products, I'm going to go through all of them, calculate the revenue for this year, sum it all up, and return that as new products impact. Now, a popular way to display the year-over-year variance is a waterfall chart. So here in the waterfall chart, we're looking at the overall impact for the whole product portfolio. I've built this table here, this matrix, with a drill down from brand to product. And since I'm not filtering anything, I'm looking at overall impact. I have a $46.09 million difference, and you could see that here in total we have 46 million difference, and we have the whole walk: price, value, mix, discontinued, and new products. Now, how do I debuild this? Very simple. First I created a table. I call it PVM walk, and this is what that table looks like. I just have a column called price category, and in this category I have values for price, value, mix, discontinued products, new products, and I've added another column called sort order, and I'm sorting category by sort order to make sure that I have the order that I like. Now that I have that table set up, I can bring the category from that table into the category for the waterfall chart, and now all I need to do is create a PVM variable measure here to actually calculate these buckets, and the logic for the PVM measure looks like this. So basically I'm using a switch statement, and I'm going to take a look at the sort order. If it's 1, then display the impact price, 2 volume, 3 mix. For discontinued product, new product, I show blank if none of these is selected. And now I can test my logic. So for brand A, my year-over-year variance is $27 million. If I click on brand A, so it will round up to $28 million, and I can see that for brand A, most of the variance comes from mix. We have a lot of products discontinued, and we are adding about $9 million worth of new products. For brand B, we have nothing but good news. We have price, value, mix. No products have been discontinued. We've added $19 million worth of new products. And for brand C, we have a lot of bad news. Price is down, volume is down, mix is up. And then discontinued products, we lost something as well. The next question that everybody asks is, so how do I get my hands on this desktop file? Because I'm still in the process of putting together the full set of content for this topic, I'm not going to make it available on my blog quite yet. So normally I place everything on businessintelligence.com, and you could go there and download all of the labs and tutorials, because PVM is still work in progress, and I'm still not 100% ready to release everything as part of it. The only way for you to get it is the following. The only way for you to get it is to go to our knowledgebank.pro website, and then you click on this link, click here to register. You log in with your work address. The only reason I'm doing this is because we don't want to deal with any trolls and any kind of nonsense like this. So if you register with your work address, we never send you any emails. I don't really even care to contact you for any reasons. So you click here, you put your login address. You will be logging into your work's login address system. So you're not going to log into knowledgebank.pro. We're going to ask your tenant, your company's login facility to log in and validate your login password. We never get your password. We don't care about that. And then we're going to send you an email to invite you to our Teams site. Then you can go to teams.microsoft.com, and in the top right corner, you'll have a drop down. And if you click on that drop down, you will be able to see KnowledgeBank as one of the options. Now, if KnowledgeBank does not show up, that means you may not have clicked on the email. The email that you'll get from us will give you a button to click on that says approve joining the team. So you need to join the team, and then knowledgebank.pro will show up on the top right corner. And then you could switch. You can click on this drop down. You will see your company by default. You click on this drop down, it'll show knowledgebank.pro. You select that. You will see public IP as the team. Go to general channels, go to files, and then here I'm putting all of the labs, and you'll see a lot more labs in the future. But all of the PVM stuff will be sitting here in the 002 price value mix folder. That's about it for this topic for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave them in the comments below. If you have any requests for any additional videos for me to make or any topics to cover, again, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to consider. And if I have a cool data set to make light of those topics or questions that you're posing, I'll be happy to cover them in a future video. Thank you for stopping by. Hope this was helpful.